Hi, I'm Blake Oliver with Flowcast, and I'm really happy to be here today with Wendy Walker. She's the controller of the San Jose Water Company and also the SJW Group. So Wendy, thanks for being with me today.
You're very welcome. Glad to be here.
Now, I'm familiar with the San Jose Water Company, but I'm not quite familiar with the SJW Group. What is that exactly?
So SJW Group is our holding company. San Jose Water rolls up into that along with our water company we own in Texas, Canyon Lake, and then we have a land holding company called SJW Land. So SJW Group is the holding company that you would go on and buy stock from.
Got it. So I understand you've been with San Jose Water Company for quite a while now. How did you end up working as a controller for a utility?
I had recently come out of working in government for 15 years and was really looking for kind of the same feeling, and that is providing a service to citizens. That really called to me. I really felt it was important, and it was a wonderful opportunity that opened up here. While we are a publicly traded company, we still are providing a vital service to our citizens and customers, and that is life-sustaining water. And
I imagine that's a challenge for the water company during the drought, for example. Does any of that fall onto you and the accounting team?
It does. It has, as you can imagine, being a water utility, we are regulated by the California Public Utilities Commission. And so when you go into a drought situation, there are impacts to the customers, there's impacts to rates, can be voluntary conservation, mandatory conservation, and all of that at the end of the day has an impact on the financial statements and what we do in the accounting department.
Interesting. So what are some of the challenges that you face as a controller at the San Jose Water Company?
Here we balance the regulatory environment along with being a publicly traded company and reporting to the SEC. The amount of regulation and guidance that comes out by both our regulatory environments, and our Texas facility is also a regulatory entity. So we have regulatory guidance that's in Texas that's different than what's in California. So the guidance that comes out from the regulatory side of the house along with the publicly traded side of the house, all of the new accounting standards and guidance, balancing those two is quite a challenge here. The other piece of it for us is being 151 years old. We are, I would say, a teeny bit behind in terms of where we need to be in automation. So we are going through a process right now of really trying to get up to speed on being more automated in the accounting area. In the last couple of years, we automated our payroll system. We were doing paper timesheets before. We are next Monday going live on an automated accounts payable system where instead of everybody stamping an invoice and signing off on approval and coding it, that will all be done online. So, and with our implementation of Flowcast about 9 months ago, that was a significant automation for us. Instead of using a Excel spreadsheet and one person being in charge of making sure all the entries were getting logged in.
Well, so that's music to my ears, being somebody who loves accounting technology, and I wouldn't normally expect a utility to be leading in that respect. So let me ask, what is it that drove you to seek more automation on your team?
The amount of growth that we've experienced in terms of our level of activity that we do here at San Jose Water, the construction that we do, the replacement of our existing facility as it ages, it needs to be replaced. And with that comes a significant amount of work comes into accounting. And being in the middle of Silicon Valley, I think there is some incentive for us to make sure that we take advantage of the technologies that surround us and try and automate some of these processes that have been manual for so long.
So what are some of the effects that you've seen as a result of implementing new technology for your team?
I think it's made it easier for our customers, and that is the employees in the departments here in San Jose Water, to do their job more efficiently. They now have the ability to do their timesheet from their cell phone, from out in the field, when we have distribution systems out in the field in the trucks, replacing mains, digging up the street, replacing pipe. They have technology in the trucks that they can put in their time after they're done. Being able to give them technology so that they can spend less time on that administrative stuff and more time on their core business, be it construction, be it engineering, being it operations, monitoring the water system. I think that's on us to give them that time.
So as you may be aware, one of the hot topics right now in accounting is the idea of more flexible schedules or reduced work hours, that sort of thing. Is there anything that you're doing on your team with respect to that movement?
I think we naturally have that. As I had stated before, we have a number of new employees, younger employees who are at the beginnings of starting their families. And so we have provided the technology to them that if something were to happen and they need to be home for a day, daycare has taken a holiday that we don't recognize, they have that flexibility to be able to work from home. I think San Jose Water is also looking at if there's an opportunity for us to put in more of a formal policy in the company. I think it's a little bit more of a dynamic for us because we do have employees that are out in the field that don't have that opportunity to be able to have a work from home option. And so we want to be mindful of that and be able to provide the right level of flexibility at the right level of position.
That's wonderful. So did you always want to be an accountant?
No. I really thought I was going to play in a rock band.
Really?
That was the goal. And when I came out of high school, I think I started to realize that probably wasn't the highest percentage of success there. So I went to a local JC and I took a number of different classes, one of them being an accounting class, just to understand what accounting was about. And I was fortunate enough to have a professor that was so passionate about accounting. It hooked me in.
So what's your instrument?
Bass guitar.
I'm a cellist.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, it's been a few years since I picked up a bass guitar, but
I have neglected my cello, I have to admit. But yeah, I went to, I have a bachelor's of music.
Really?
Yes.
Now, see, I would love to be a drummer. I am so into watching Lars Ulrich in Metallica. He inspires me to take drum lessons. So
Is he the guy with like 50 drums on his drum kit?
It's not too bad, but he's incredible to watch.
Yeah.
So that may come on the bucket list. We'll see.
All right.
But that accounting teacher really hooked me in. And there's really not a day that goes by that I don't think about him.
Wow. So has anything from being a musician sort of bled into your accounting career or helped you out in that way?
I think it has, I guess I would say I wouldn't put myself in a traditional mold of an accountant. I think there's a bit of a stereotype out there sometimes of what being an accountant is, and it doesn't mean that you can't have fun. And so I think it does, I do have interests that are not, I think, what people think are atypical of an accountant. So I think that makes it kind of interesting.
Any other interests other than music in your life?
Well, cars, we love the Corvette.
You are the proud new owner of
I'm a proud new owner of a Corvette. I love quilting, knitting. I would love to own a quilting shop. And we also love wine tasting. So my interests are varied.
Well, that's great. Maybe perhaps you'll find a way to combine all four.
Would love it. Love it.
Wonderful. So last question in this section.
Okay.
What does the future hold for you?
I think given where I'm at in my career, I I think the most important thing for me now is to teach and mentor and get the folks ready underneath me for that movement up. Given all the years of experience, I have a level of passion now of teaching and mentoring and guiding so that the folks underneath me can aspire to rise and have some of the experiences I've had.
Wonderful, thank you.